What is up, you filthy animals? It's your boy Kilo. Welcome to this week's weekly mod showcase, and today we're going to showcase s.t.a.l.k.e.r. This mod came out last week. I took some time before I decided to record and do another episode of these. And today we're going to take a little bit of overall look at it. s.t.a.l.k.e.r is a mod that is aimed towards the fans of the Misery mod and the Call of Misery mod. And it's developed by the same developer that the first Call of Misery is by. Now, a lot of people might think that Last Day is from the same developer. It's not. This is actually the second rendition of Call of Misery. It has received quite the criticism since it's out. Some people love it, a lot of people hate it. Mostly people who aren't fans of Misery don't really like it. The fans of Misery though also have their fair share of criticisms. I do also, but I have to say that this mod has a lot of work put into and a lot of little details that we're going to go over right now. As we start with the main menu, we have custom music, a custom main menu that has actually a little bit of moving effect in it. If you start staring too much, it might make you motion sick. Jokes. But it's pretty interesting. Alright, when you jump in the options menu, this is what you will first see. You have your standard render type, quality settings, your resolution, gamma contrast, brightness, stuff like that. You have the FOV sliders and full screen. What we're looking at down here though is new. This is the color correction. Using these, you can actually change how the game looks color wise. You can lower or punch up the vibrance. You can, if you want, let's say a bluish looking game, you can bump up the blue or lower everything else. I'll leave it at the default settings since I like the default look, which is another thing a lot of S.t.a.l.k.e.r fans don't like about Misery or the mods that are derived from the Misery mod is the color scheme of the whole mod. If you're a Misery fan and you like the dirtier, muddier, grittier zone, you will like this one. But if you're not, I suggest you pass on this mod. Now in the advanced settings, you have the same thing as you have in most of the mods and games, although you have a little bit of additions like the Technicolor vignette, the lens water, which you can turn off, and I'm not gonna turn it off, but you'll see what it does. Basically, when it rains, your gas mask lens gets little droplets on it that I still can't figure out the key binding to wipe them off, but doesn't matter. You can get some glare on your glass, you get reflections, wet surfaces, volumetric smokes, standard stuff so far. In the game settings, you have the standard Call of Chernobyl settings. You can turn off sleep deprivation also, which is something that I'd suggest for your first playthrough since you'll see what I mean. From what I've read, campfire saves don't work. It doesn't save the game. I'm not sure. I don't know what most of these options do, like offline battles. It's probably shit happens in the zone while you're not playing or while you're not in the area. But most of this you probably know well from other mods. Control menu. Here you can see some of the new bindings, like there's some there's a little bit of change in the weapon binding, which might be a problem for you if you have, you know, the habit built already from years of playing S.t.a.l.K.E.R, but you can rebind the stuff the way you want. The grenades and binoculars are on the same key. B is for your bolt, weapon 6. Weapon 4 is T. That's basically your quick knife attack. I have my little gripes with it. All in all, everything else is the same. You can buy a handheld flashlight that you can use with L, or you can craft it. The game has a pretty interesting crafting system that I still haven't figured out. I've played not much of this mod, to be honest. Everything else is exactly the same. You have weather options, much more minimal. Also, speaking about weather, the chance of weather drastically changing in level transitions is lower, but it's not, you know, missing altogether. So you still have the chance of passing from one map to another, and it's raining in one and it's bright and sunny in the other. But for my first couple of hours in the mod, I haven't really experienced that much. In the events, you have your standard missions, side storms, fallouts, which I don't use, and that's basically it. Now, I have some save games which we'll disregard, and we'll start a new one. Now, this is the other interesting addition to the mod. Standard stuff up here, you can change your name, but you have the standard Iron Man mode, survival mode. You have the last stand, which I'll just read out what it does since I've never tried it. Last stand is an option that cuts the player's threat of fate. Will you find any reason to live in a damned world created by yourself? You have increased rewards. I want shoot and better loot. These are basically things that will make the game easier. But what we're actually going to talk about here is this. This is your starting equipment and skill screen. And you have points. All of these cost points, a different amount of points. You have basic equipment, which is basically a leather jacket, an old shotgun, and some other, you know, stuff like a torch, a mask, a rag mask, a pack of cigarettes, and that's it. You have an additional weapon set that you can take, which has an AKS-74U with a bunch of magazines, I think about 4 magazines. You have 2 grenades, a better quality knife, and yeah, that's it. You have some meds that you can take if you want, an artifact hunting kit which gives you a gas mask, a Geiger counter, an artifact detector, a lead container to move the artifacts from point A to point B, and a backpack. That is slightly better than the best backpack that Sidorovich sells in the beginning. Everything else depends on your skill. To be honest, artifacts aren't that easy to come by, and you probably will have to put your bet on something else in the beginning. You have the beginner technician's kit, which means you can repair and dismantle weapons with a basic set of equipment that you can use for it. The experienced stalker kit is a better armor, and the mercenary equipment is basically a merc armor, some batteries. It says there's a silenced pistol there, but I only see a silencer. Have some radio components, a torn page from a magazine, and an old lighter. You can use the lighter as a flashlight. Some of the stuff is shit. the other stuff is useful. And now on to the skills. You have Master of the Blade, which basically gives you buffs while using a knife. Although I wouldn't put my faith in a knife in this mod too much. The Inventor, I think, gives you buffs to crafting. Strong Stomach lowers the penalties you receive when you eat, contaminated food, radiated food. The Lead Backpack should, in my train of thought, give you more carry weight, but I'm not really sure. Oh no, it's not actually. I'm an idiot. I never used this, that's why I didn't know. The Gifts of the Zone are alluring but extremely dangerous. Not so long ago you acquired a special backpack which should be able to neutralize some of the radiation. So basically when you carry any radiated stuff, be it mutant parts that emit radiation or artifacts, it will neutralize some of the radiation you receive. The Steady Hand, you receive less weapon sway and you can't drop your weapon that easy, I think. The Butcher gives you buffs to skinning and field dressing downed mutants. Probably a better chance of finding better loot on them. Authority, I think, has to do something with your faction relations. Again guys, I'm not sure about some of these since I've never used them. I've been playing this mod for about 2 hours. I didn't have a lot of time, but what I saw gave me enough information to be able to speak more freely about it. I actually started recording this episode last week, but I decided I didn't know enough about it to actually make a video on it. So yeah, mindfulness. You can find better stuff in stashes or dead bodies, and Geologist gives you bonuses when you are threading through anomalies. So let's pick a starting loadout. I won't change my name. I normally play with a different name when I'm in for the immersion, but this is the weekly mod showcase, so we'll keep it at KiloDeltaNegative. Alright, we have the basic equipment. This is something we shouldn't, go out without. The shotgun is good for hunting mutants. So, what should we take? Before taking a skill, you gotta think about what you're gonna do in the zone. Are you gonna be an artifact hunter? Are you going to repair and dismantle weapons? Are you expecting a lot of combat? Or are you gonna be sneakier? So what I like to do is I choose the basic equipment, and since the shotgun comes with less ammo than you expect, it comes with like 20 shells, and shells are pretty expensive. 20 shells cost like 2,000 and something rubles. I like to take the additional weapon set, and this puts us at 80, and now we can choose something for about 20. So let's say we're going for a little more vanilla start. We'll pick some provisional and medicinal set, which gives you some food and some meds, and this will be it. We're not gonna go with Iron Man mode, survival mode, or last stand, since this is a showcase. It's not, a playthrough. So I'm gonna leave the loading screens so you guys can get a better understanding about, is the mod heavy or not. I'm running everything maxed out. I'm running an i7 7700K, a 1080 Ti. Basically, it shouldn't lag on my rig. I've received, information out of other people that the mod actually doesn't run that bad. It's pretty optimized. I haven't had crashes. The only crashes I had were because I'm using OBS, since shadow play doesn't work with s.t.a.l.k.e.r well. Alright, let's start. Custom loading screen, which looks pretty good. We got a little, black screen action going, but that's normal for the loading. Yep, that's 2 times now. The mod isn't installed on an SSD. Just so you know, if it was on my SSD it would load faster, but I didn't want to. I wanted to try it on a standard HD, so this is the first thing you see. First thing you see are the new particle effects. You have a little bit of shit brown color gradient inside. Not sure how I feel about that, but let's see the inventory. One thing you have to retrain your brain is your inventory is to the left, it's not to the right. You have a belt now that you need to attach the ammo to, or else you won't be able to reload. So let's put some shotgun shells, and let's put some 545, and let's put some other gear on. You have a dedicated pistol slot now. This is your detector slot, this is a backpack slot, and this is your knife slot. Also a grenade slot. I don't know how I feel about those things actually, but for now we're gonna go with it. Now let's take out our trusty flashlight. Way better texture work on it. Lighting system is pretty good. Actually, the atmosphere of the mod is pretty well captured. Turns the zone into a lonelier and more interesting spot. You have the sound design that actually adds up to it, and the ambient music isn't bad at all. The only gripe I have with the ambient music is sometimes it cuts off way too abruptly. Alright, first things first. Let's go pay Sidorovich a visit. Have some head bob in. Don't know how I feel about that. And I'll probably lower this part's volume since we have some copyrighted music here. Same as Misery. Alright, you have stashes. One thing about stashes is NPCs now can steal from your stashes, so you need to buy portable stash backpacks and drop them in hidden spots around the zone. You still have the UPD mechanic. You have some activated carbon, which works if you're drunk or because, as you know, vodka kills radiation. Cigarettes actually give you a relief from psi exposure. You have some anti-radiation drugs. This is the provisional and medicinal set. This is your advanced starter kit with the knife and the grenade, and this shotgun and the shells are the cigarettes, and the knife, the armor, and the cloth mask are from the beginner set of equipment. Let's check if we can find something in this little cubby. And we're observing a wild Sidorovich in his natural habitat. Probably trying to overclock his shitty CPU. What is up? Now, when you talk to Sidorovich, he can give you some information. I'm not gonna read this out loud. I'll probably do it when I'm doing a playthrough. So this is everything that you can need to know for starters, but it's not. You need to know a lot of more stuff, so this will turn a little bit in a tutorial too. It tells you what you might need. You will need a sleeping bag, but he sold the last one a week ago, so we'll do something different. So, this is the trading screen. You're still on the left side. I know, guys, it could be pretty disorienting, but you have to retrain your brain. Now, what I buy when I start, since we will need it, we need a backpack since we can carry only 10 kilos and we're 9.3 already. We'll buy a bedspread and a backpack amounting to 1428. We'll buy some matchboxes which are using the model of a fire starter kit, and they actually are one use each, so we're buying all of them. What else can we get? We need some water. And this is probably it for our starting equipment. We do have some food, so this is all we need right now. Let's get out of here. Get away from the copyrighted music, although I like it, but yeah. We don't want the YouTube hammer dropping on our heads. Right, so backpack slot. Look at the carry weight. It says it in the description. It gives you 100% efficiency and 22 kilos and 100 grams more carry weight. So it turns it from 10.2 to 32.3. Use animations are pretty normal. They're pretty misery-like. Now, the bedspread. A lot of people are having problems with the sleeping mechanic in this game, especially with the sleep deprivation. That's why I said if you're new to the mod, but you really want to play it, for your first playthrough, until you get your bearings, you could turn it off. But this is how it works. If you don't have a sleeping bag, you need a lit campfire. And this didn't work most of the times for me, but you can use the bedspread only around a lit campfire. And another thing, you will lose health while you're sleeping. You lose an energy. And another thing to consider is first aid kits do not really work that fast, and they work, as you can see, 18% a minute, and its duration is 120 seconds, which is basically 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, you will probably have 36% of your health back. Bandagings, 5 seconds duration. It's a fast usage. You do have stim packs, and you do need a dosimeter, but we don't have money for it right now. So, right, we talked to Sidorovich. We can get a mission from Wolf now. Hello, Stalker, what brings you to the village today? Is there any work you want done? It's a personal request. Can you hear the loud megaphone? It's blah blah blah. Basically, you need to shoot at the megaphone in the military checkpoint, which I don't suggest you do at this stage of the game, so we're stupid enough to have to go back to Sidorovich to get another mission. Weather system is pretty interesting, and the fog is pretty creepy. Lighting system isn't bad at all. I'm not sure about the lens flare and the lens glare when you're not wearing a mask, but hey, Who am I to talk? Is there any work you want done? You can take all the missions. First mission is to eliminate the bandits at the car park, which is standard Shadow of Chernobyl. You need to kill somebody and you need to retrieve a delivery for him, which is most of the times in the Great Swamp. Let's see. This costs 5,200 rubles, so what we're gonna do right now for this showcase is head over and do the first mission. After that, we're going to look at the sleeping mechanic and take a look at what the nights in this mod look like, since you guys will probably be interested about it. Stashes, you need to be pretty quick about them, since if NPCs come close to them, they will loot them. Some mutants are way too aggressive for their size, like the Toscano, but... Right, so... we start with a different shotgun this time, which is strange. Normally you start with a double barrel. But thank God we have our trusty AK. The mottos are actually pretty good. I haven't seen what most of the weapons are yet, since I want my playthrough, or whatever you want to call it, my Dead-Air series to be a little bit more interesting, as for you, so for me, so... let's check. Yeah, they didn't actually loot this, so we could move closer to the bandit camp. We have the overturned jeep, the UAZ. B is for your boats. Now, anomalies aren't exactly like in a lot of mods where you can't actually see them, but they're pretty deadly. Some of them have a little bit different visual cues, so you need to keep your eyes open. It's not a mod that you can run through. You need to be slow and deliberate. Also, the mod now features a stealth mechanic, which might turn it into a little bit of nuisance, since the NPCs are pretty dumbed down now when it comes to range. Why can't I skin this? Who knows? Is this... are they shooting at me? Probably not, probably shooting at me. Let's save and head down to the car park. And let's hope we don't die too much. Let's see now. We need to be pretty careful, since when the AI starts going after you, it's pretty deliberate. It won't stop until it kills you. Rico is pretty bad. I mean, not bad as a mechanic. I mean, it's pretty hefty. But the enemies aren't actually huge bullet sponges, so the best way to prevent huge amount of damage to yourself is to try not to get shot, since bandaging takes a lot of time. And first aid kits take even more. And they actually don't really work all that well. As you can see, when you start shooting at them, the AI actually tries to find a way to hide, which we saw actually in the last mod, in Despondency, in the last mod showcase. The AI will actively try to hide. Now this is the first mission done. Let's check where the others are. Now our contract killing is in the garbage, and we have a delivery in the Great Swamps that you need to retrieve, but we're going to pay a visit to s.t.a.l.k.e.r so we can, you know, take care of this problem here. Now, another mechanic, damaged ammo. Basically a box of a lot of damaged ammo that you need to sort. When you sort it, it takes out only the usable ammo from the box. Right. If you want to replenish this, you need to do this. Basically drag it back in your inventory and swap. You get a lot of junk items that you can sell or use for weapon maintenance or for crafting or for selling. Weapons that you will pick up in the beginning are in a very bad condition, and by very bad I mean very bad. So I have the feeling that finding weapons in this mod will be pretty difficult. Now this is the quick knife mechanic, although I don't know why it's not working for me now. Oh, because it uses the same hand that the flashlight uses. Now let's count. We have 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. That's with a better knife. If you had, let me show you how it works with a lower quality knife, with a lower tier knife. It's actually pretty slower. Let's not hit a red barrel though. Alright. Put this away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits. So the knife tier that you're using is pretty fucking important. Alright. Lighting the campfire actually works as it's supposed to. The only gripe I have with it, you're not using matches. You're using a one-use fire starter set. Probably will need, the modder will need to, you know, change the name of the item, since it's a simple set of sticks of pine wood impregnated with resin, blah blah blah. So lighting is pretty good. It's one of the things that I really like in this mod. So let's head back to s.t.a.l.k.e.r. We did the first mission. Let's see if we can take a look at the crafting mechanic. Now, the stamina system is interesting. I'm not even overloaded. I haven't hit 30 kilos yet and I'm already losing stamina, which is probably a little bit realistic. I have no problem with it. carrying 30 kilos on your back will kinda, you know, if you're a normal person, probably tire you out after a while, but well, you're a stalker, you live in the zone, so you should be pretty fit. From what I know, the mod doesn't have vehicles, which I actually like. I know a lot of people really want vehicles in stalker mods and want them bad, but that would ruin the atmosphere for me. And I'm saying this again, this is my own personal opinion. Everybody's free to like whatever he likes. To be honest, I have my gripes with the mod, but so far, I do like it. I'm not sure if this is 2-shot or 1-shot. It's 2-shot. Oh yeah, it is. So it doesn't matter if it's a sawed-off double barrel or this. Right, radiation is a pretty big nuisance in this mod. It drains your health significantly, and it does it fast, but once you know what to do with it, you have no problems. The fog looks actually better than the vanilla fog since it hides the grass also. Now I'll probably insert a video in this video with a gas mask in the rain, but I don't really know what the key binding for cleaning a gas mask from water is, so I wouldn't be really helpful when it comes to that. I like how the music actually changes when fog rolls in, turns the zone into a pretty creepy place. Also, you can't choose a faction yet. What? So we crashed because of OBS. Right, what was I talking about? I need to remember. Oh yeah, I'll probably insert a video in this video that I can show off the water buildup mechanics on your mask's lens. Where is it? Where's the last one? The game crashed because of OBS, I'm pretty sure about that. As I said, I have some problems with shadow play when recording s.t.a.l.k.e.r, since the variable frame rate actually desyncs my videos in the editing software, so yeah. So far I like the weather system. We will try to take a look at the crafting mechanics right now. As long as we get to Sidorovich any day this week. I like that when there's a lot of wind, you can actually hear it. It's pretty quiet now, so you can't hear any wind, but if the wind's stronger, you will be able to hear it. The fog and the music actually gives this mod a pretty creepy atmosphere. Now, as for flashlights, new additions, you have the lighter, which you can use as a flashlight. And I think just for a flashlight, not sure. Yep. Just for a flashlight. Why you can't use it to light fires, it's beyond me. You have the standard handheld flashlight that doesn't require UPD. It's Misery's flashlight, a wind-up flashlight. And you have glow sticks. Also, you can buy lanterns that you can put down in your camp and they'll keep working when you drop them. Same with the glow sticks. Not sure about the flashlight. Yeah, you just right click, select place, and as you can see, the flashlight keeps working. And you can pick it back up, which drops it in your inventory instead of your flashlight slot. Doesn't matter. Another thing. Let's say you have a weapon out. Open your inventory and you put your weapon away. Close the inventory, you don't take it out back. You don't take it back out. You need to manually take your weapon back out. Same goes for skinning mutants. Same goes for everything actually. Using medkits, using items in your inventory. What else? The sound of the mod is actually overhauled, so you will hear reverberation indoors, an echo effect, and depending on how far away what's happening is, you will have more of a volume gradation. What else I can say is, let's see, you have new melee weapons. You can use a shovel to beat the shit out of your enemies. You can use a sledgehammer. What else can we say? Okay, you can dismantle weapons, but to dismantle weapons you actually need a toolkit that is usable for dismantling. Let's take a look at what Sid sells. No NPCs will buy broken guns except the trader back in the farms north of Sidorovic's bunker, but he will pay for them only with fuel. You need fuel to cook food. If you eat uncooked mutant meat, you will get highly irradiated and you'll probably die. So what we can do is sell the ammo that we don't need, since we won't need a lot of these items yet. We don't have a pistol, we can keep this 545 ammo and we can sell the 556. 762, we don't have a weapon for it, we will keep the shotgun ammo. Let's just stack it up, replenish it, drop it over there. This is 762 by 39, but it's old. This is 762 by 45, and it looks pretty rusty. Not sure what the deal is with that. We have one slug that we wouldn't use. Now you can keep these to sharpen your knife, so I'm not gonna sell them. So all this junk, since we're not gonna actually, let's see what we have. Pistol toolkit. You can disassemble, reassemble. You can basically repair them. This is for shotguns, pistols, a bigger pistol repair kit, a shotgun repair kit, and that's basically it. This is a field backpack that is used to create a stash. Not sure if you can use it in the slot. Some hard fuel, batteries for your UPD, cleaning kits, weapon maintenance kits, sewing kits, so you can repair your armor. The echo detector is pretty expensive. Most of this stuff you wouldn't know what to do with. The crowbar is for cracking locks, breaking down doors. You can use it as a weapon. You have cooking sets that are one use only. It needs a fire source and it can cook low tier mutant meat. What else? Bunch of different knives, binoculars. So we actually don't have a dismantling kit, so we could buy one, but I'm not sure if we can actually craft with what we have to choose from, so I'll probably leave the crafting for the playthrough. So what I like doing, sell everything I don't need, because you need all the money you can get. Sell this too. And since we don't need these for now, but we'll keep them for parts and stuff. We'll just drop in here. Also, let's check if we can sell these knives. Also in the mod, Sidorovich doesn't sell weapons. Only certain factions sell weapons, like the military, but you need to get to Rostock, the bar, and buy a permit, which will actually make the faction not hostile towards you, so you can trade with them. I'm not sure how I feel about that mechanic, but oh well. So not only does Sidorovich not sell weapons, I think he doesn't actually buy weapons either. Doesn't matter the condition. But we might want to try. So far, repair mechanics work pretty much like in Misery. Yeah, you can sell them if they're in a good condition. And since these are bad knives, I'm gonna sell them. Right, let's return our quest. Job is done. You get a bit of money, a light line metal container, and that's it. Doesn't have any more missions. So overall, let's try and see what sleeping mechanics look like. And see what the nights look like in this mod. So far from Despondency, I was pretty, impressed. Let's see if I'll get impressed by this mod, since I haven't seen the nights yet. I only found out you need a campfire to use this. So let's save real quick, because there's a huge chance I might die. Let's see, it's 2 o'clock noon, so we would sleep for 15 o'clock. Oh, this is not like how much hours, but what time do we want to sleep to? Let's sleep till 9. And let's see what happens with our health. You see, the stamina goes down, but I'm actually not hurt, which probably is a glitch with other people. So let's eat, since, oh, you do receive a little bit of health hit. Okay, we have some problems with translations, and this is actually not full-fledged nighttime yet. But as you can see, oops, the lighting is pretty good. I love the cones of light, especially if you see a helicopter patrol. It emits a pretty cool searchlight cone. Let's see if we can find one. If we could, it should be somewhere around the military base, but so far no dice. Right, so sleeping mechanics, simple enough. Stay tuned for the series of Dead-Air to learn more, and we'll actually be learning together since there's a lot of stuff I don't know. Particle effects are pretty cool. Let's see how the lighter works. As expected, it actually has a pretty big light range for a lighter. And a lighter is the last thing I would use to light my way, so let's go back to the flashlight and let's take a look at the glow sticks. Okay, this is pretty cool. Actually adds some atmosphere. Other than that, it's pretty much pitch black. Except the sky. It makes it pretty creepy. Now, most of the beds in the buildings around the zone are... all of the beds in the buildings around the zone are actually not usable. Which is, in my opinion, pretty inconvenient. You should be able to, but the mod creator actually wants you to create a camp. Pitch a tent around a campfire, drop your sleeping bag there. You know, like make your own survivor little piece of land in the zone. Let's see if we can buy a cam light, a glow stick, cam light, whatever. We actually can. Let's buy this. What else can we see how it works? Let's see. How much for this? 42. Let's see the cooking mechanic, guys. 160. We'll buy these two. Also, I wonder if you can dismantle multi-purpose. Does that mean you can dismantle the weapon? It's cheap. Why not buy it? What is this? Weapon spare parts you can use for repairs. Right. So. Oh yeah, there's axes, shovels, old hammers. Might as well buy one of these to see if we can make a stash somewhere. I already know where, since NPCs like to steal. This is pretty fucking expensive. Even if we didn't buy this, we couldn't afford it. A kerosene lamp. Let's check this out. Although I don't think we do have kerosene, but doesn't matter. We're buying this shit just to test out some stuff. Right, so let's see if the kerosene lamp works. Place. Place. Interesting. Why doesn't it want to place it? Maybe we need kerosene. Come on, man. Let's drop it then. Oh, you need to drop it, you don't place it. Interesting. It actually works, but it drops it sideways, which is... Oh, now placing works. So basically, if you pitch tent and get this and have a stash, you can actually make your own little hidey spot in the zone. I'm not sure about, you know, crafting campfires yet. I'll have to take a better look at the crafting mechanics. Dust particles look pretty interesting. Some people have a huge problem with the color gradients. I actually like them. So when you use this, you can... So we managed to crash the mod. This time it wasn't because of OBS, and we'll have to load our autosave and buy all that stuff again. Actually, we won't buy everything. We'll buy only the things that we haven't tried. We'll test the cooking mechanic, and we will test the stash creation. Right, okay. Still pretty dark. Let me rebuy all that shit real quick. Night music's pretty creepy. So I think it had something to do with the fact I started writing. So let's save and try to create a stash. Oops. What? Gordon stash. Self-explanatory. Comes up on your PDA with the name you gave it. Here it is. You open it up. You can't pick it up anymore. Once you put it down, you can't pick it up. So this is the only use for that type of backpack. Let's see what we can... So we can't use it for weapon dismantling. We can use it as a weapon. And this is what the glow stick actually looks like. It's pretty dope. As with any other light source, you can place it, drop it down. It actually rolls around. It doesn't emit a lot of light. NPC flashlights blind you. And you can pick it back up again. Drops it in your inventory instead of in your hand. So you need to take it out. Let's see if we can cook some shit. Let's put this shit away. Alright, we double click this to Scano meat. Apply. And we're cooking with Kilo. Alright. Let's see what this kind of... we have rat skewers. Plus 90 kilocalories. Plus 30 microsieverts. Which is not that much. Let's eat it. And since we don't have a dosimeter, we won't be hearing the beautiful crackling of the dosimeter. I'm actually starting to get a little bit It's like being drunk, to be honest. We're getting vertigo. Let's eat a activated carbon tablet. Let's see if it works. Yep, it does. So, this is how a lot of the stuff works. I'm still not sure about how crafting works. We'll find that out in the series. But so far, I have to say that this mod has a lot of potential. It needs a little bit more work, which I hope the developer isn't mad at me for saying all of this. I actually like the mod. I just don't like certain aspects of it, which with a little bit of community feedback and a little bit of development work probably would be fleshed out. This is in no way the final version of the mod from what I know, so the mod will be finished and will look way better. Now I will insert a little video in the video right here where you can see how rain affects your gas mask, and I will end the video after that. So thank you so very much for watching, guys. This was your weekly mod showcase with your boy Kilo, and don't forget to like the video if you liked what you see. If you found this video useful, subscribe for more videos and for upcoming stalker and non-stalker content. Follow me on Twitch. Streaming will be resuming around the middle of July when I get a better internet connection and I finish my streaming setup. If you want to follow me on Twitter to find out when I'm streaming or where a new video is up, I have a Facebook page. Go check that out and you'll find a link to the mod in the description. As always, all credits go to the mod creator. Thank you for watching. KiloDeltaNegative. Right, let's see how the rain looks with a gas mask on. Let's see first if this shit happens indoors. Nope, I see the dev actually took care of that. I really need to find out the key binding for wiping the mask off from the rain, since I have no freaking idea how to do that. I tried the whole freaking keyboard and no dice whatsoever. Right. Okie dokie. Let's see. Wow, this actually looks pretty good. T, no. If there's no knife in my slot, no. O opens this. B. Nope. Can't find the button. What about F3? No. Tab? No. Shift. Crouch. Control and T. Alt and T. Left out. Left control. Left shift. Enter. Backslash. Backspace. Plus. Minus. 09876543321. Still nothing working. Console. Insert. Home. Page up. Down. And page down. What about the numpad? Nope. Caps lock? No. None of this shit is working. Yeah, that's PDA. Nope. Anything in the item description? What item description? Nope. Still not working. So I can see this becoming a problem. I'll need to really Google the fuck out of this mechanic. You can always take it off to get rid of that effect, but I have a feeling you need a gas mask in this mod. Anyways, off to Google we go.